everyone! I've realised that 2022 is an important year in my personal Lolita journey, because this year marks the year that I have been engaging with this fashion for 10 whole years. Now, I say engaging with because I don't actually know how long before I actually bought my first Lolita pieces that I knew about Lolita and was interested in it. I definitely liked the kind of fluffy skirts, semi-Victorian made, like, kill me, aesthetic for quite a while. Fortunately, I don't have photos of the outfits I attempted in that style, but I definitely did for at least 2 or 3 years before I actually got into Lolita, possibly earlier. I was your general, like, internet nerd on DeviantArt and liked anime and stuff, so I definitely was exposed to Lolita and Lolita-esque things for a while before I actually delved into the fashion myself. But this 2022 is the year that marks the 10th year that I've actually actively been a Lolita. So I thought it might be fun to take a little trip down memory lane and tell you about how I came to be the glorious, fabulous, wonderful being you see before you. Because yes, I started as a dweeby eater like we all do. My first foray into Lolita fashion was buying some dresses from eBay. Yes, I know. But I got them in August 2012 and proudly posted reviews on my blogs, which I shared to EGL on LiveJournal, and promptly got, taken down several pegs, but I deserved it. But regardless of how that actually went, I was in love. I loved these dresses, I loved the aesthetic, and the journey began. Between that time and January 2013, I actually, thanks to my wonderful husband, back then boyfriend, acquired quite a lot of cheaper Lolita items. We made some big hauls from Bodyline, bought some stuff from Fan Plus Friend, I made a few skirts and stuff, and I posted my first wardrobe post on LiveJournal in January 2013. If you look at it now, and I will drop a link down in the description, it is barely recognizable to my wardrobe now. It's all over the place, but even looking back now, I can see that I was trying. I had variety. I didn't just have outfits, I actually had some attempt at not cohesion, but variety in like my blouses. I had lots of different blouses as well as different dresses. I had lots of different pairs of shoes. My accessories were pitiful and not photographed at the time, but hey, I was making an effort. So yeah, as you can see, I amassed an actual wardrobe, not the best wardrobe, but a distinct Lolita wardrobe in a matter of months. Because of that, it wasn't the greatest wardrobe, but at the same time, we all start somewhere, and I'm really grateful to my husband James, like I said, boyfriend back then, that I got so much stuff. It was a really wonderful, generous way of him showing me how much he loved me and supported me in getting me into this fashion. So I do think I actually got into Lolita, like actually started it in a bit of a different way than a lot of people. Like I wasn't a teenager like experimenting or rebelling with clothing. Trust me, I did enough of that as a teenager anyway, I didn't need Lolita for that. But I was already, you know, living with my partner. We'd been together for over a year at that point, and living together for over a year, and I just had the full support of my boyfriend, and that was kind of really cool. So I never had to deal with any of the disapproving parents or disapproving partners or disapproving friends. Everyone knew I was a weirdo anyway. This was just the new flavor of weirdo. And the one person who mattered most, my boyfriend, was supportive enough to actually buy me my stuff. So I consider myself pretty damn lucky in that regard. And so, in total, my first 2 years of Lolita were not particularly noteworthy. The next noteworthy moment in my Lolita wardrobe is that in around August 2014, so after I'd been a Lolita for 2 years, is when I did 2 things. I got my first Taobao order in, and I bought my first brand. Now, I was kinda cringy back in the day, and I was like, you don't need brand, Bodyline's great. I still think Bodyline is pretty great in a lot of ways, but my wardrobe now has clothing from a wide variety of sources, and I am not pro or anti-brand. I'm just like, buy what is good for you, buy what you like, regardless of where it comes from. But for me, back then, buying my first pieces of brand and also venturing into the much more varied world of Taobao were pretty significant milestones for me. And around the same time, in late 2014, I also started using my wardrobe to make flat lay images and posted wardrobe collages on my blog. This was a big thing for me for a long period of time, and I really credit it with helping me actually better my own wardrobe, because while I was sort of thinking theoretically about it, I could then look at my own wardrobe and be like, oh, that's why this isn't working, that's why this isn't working, that's why I never wear XYZ, because I don't have anything to wear with it, you know? So blogging was really an integral part of my Lolita journey. These days, to be honest, I'm doing YouTube more than I'm doing blogging, but I think that's just because I blogged regularly for the greater part of 10 years. I've kind of not run out of things to say, but I'm just kind of done with blogging. Not entirely, don't worry, anyone who actually likes my blog, I'm not going anywhere, but just, it's slower now. I'm not blogging as much as I did. But yeah, back in 2014, going into 2015, 2016, I blogged a lot, and it was very, very important for me as a Lolita. And then we come to 2015, and in April, another milestone is achieved. I order my first secondhand brand haul, and with that, I'm kind of taking steps down the path of the Lolita I am today. Like I said, buy what you want, buy what you like, as long as you enjoy it and it looks good, who cares where it comes from? New, secondhand, brand, off-brand, who cares? It's great. And I have I have bought many secondhand brand item. And hey, a lot of them I've just like bought, realized they're never gonna fit me, sold them on, but that's kind of part of the journey. I've been very fortunate throughout my Lolita journey that I have been in a position where I have been able to buy a lot of things, not on a whim. I've always considered things relatively carefully, and I don't just go, ooh, look, I'm gonna buy that $300 dress right now. But especially when it comes to secondhand things that are kind of cheap, I just sort of go, ooh, I like it, ooh, I like it. And then when I get it on me, I go, ooh, no, I don't like it, and get rid of it. But you know, I'm rambling too much. Let's get back to my Lolita timeline, shall we? So 2015, 2016 is when I can really see my current self in my past Lolita self. I mean, obviously we all change with time, but in a sense, like, in my personal life, again, by this point I'd been with the husband for, you know, 5-6 years, you know, I was settled, I was in my mid-20s rather than my early 20s. So I think the Lolita wardrobe sort of settling in style reflects my personal self settling as a human being, I guess. But anyway, let's not get too philosophical. But yeah, 2015, 2016, I can see from my wardrobe posts an identifiable style that still resonates with me now. It's not like my first wardrobe post where I'm like, who was this chick? It's actually, it's me. Though, to be fair, sometimes I do look at that first wardrobe post of mine and I'm like, gosh, damn it, why did I get rid of that? I mean, to this day, I really miss body lines. It was stripy. I had a skirt in blue and pink and the JSK in black and pink, and I had an Alice in Wonderland border print. I loved that thing. And then I went through the stage where I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be classic. So says me, dressed in classic. But I got rid of them both, and I'm like, these days I would kill to have them back. Like, metaphorically kill, not literally kill, obviously, but I would really like those back. So if anyone's selling them, let me know. Another thing of note from 2016 is James and I decided to launch our own indie Lolita brand called Wonderpunk. We released one thing. Ta-da! Honestly, even though it's kind of tacky, I love Jurassic Party. I still wear it. I've still got one of my own, even though that's like the one and only thing we ever did. It means a lot to me. So James came up with the concept of the dinosaurs and the purple and stuff. Our friend Nat, who is a graphic artist and painter and all this stuff, she actually drew and designed the repeating border print. We got it printed on spoon flour. I sewed it up, and it was pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, not successful, otherwise I would still be doing it. But hey, and again, I kind of feel like that's almost like a stepping stone that every creative Lolita goes through. You go through that moment of, oh, I can sell art commissions, I can sell, you know, things that I've sewn or things that I've made, and most of the time we can't, because it's a heck of a lot of work. But I'm really glad that we tried. Then we come to 2017, you know, kind of recent memory, not ancient history. And 2017, I went to my first meetup. Yep, that's right, I'd been a Lolita for 5 years before I went to a meet. There are several reasons for this, but mostly it boils down to I'm primarily introverted and I don't like going places and doing things, and I was really just looking at meets and going, wow, I could go to Sydney, an hour and a half away, and hang out with a bunch of strangers for a day, and then come home. And it's just like, nah, that's not really particularly appealing to me. But I still wanted to, eventually, and so eventually I screwed up my courage, I got over my innate lack of desire to do anything, and I was like, screw it, I want to go to a Lolita meet. And my first ever Lolita meet was actually a big swap meet with the Sydney Lolita community, which was both a great and a terrible way to get started, but you know, I did it. That's the important thing. However, to be completely fair, to this day I'm still not the most social of people. I like my comfort. I love creating content. I do love engaging with the community online. I don't know, I'm getting older, my priorities are shifting, and I don't have too much interest in hanging out with a bunch of relative strangers, even though they've all been lovely. Every meet I've gone to, people have been nice. I'm not having to go at anyone. It's just, I'd rather be spending my time otherwise, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Maybe that's going to be another video in the future, because there is such a mental image of meets being an important part of Lolita, and they are, but at the same time it does make you feel like there's something wrong with you if you don't go for it, and I think that's kind of sad. But anyway, we're getting off topic. 2017, I went to my first meet, and for the next few years I did well, I won't say a lot of meets by my standards. In 2017, I also started properly documenting all of my Lolita outfits and posting them on my blog. Previous to this, I had an album on my Facebook page where I posted, I think, most of my outfits, but I do know that I definitely didn't document all of them, like, properly, so it was really good to actually get a start on this, and I enjoy looking back on, like, a comprehensive history of all the times I've worn Lolita in the last 5 years. I think it's really cool. I live halfway between two cities, Sydney and Newcastle. Sydney is the capital city of our state and the largest city in the country, even though it's not the capital city of the whole country, whatever, that's just Australia for you. And Newcastle. Newcastle is a large regional city. I live halfway between the two. So previously all my meets had been with the Sydney community, but in August 2017, someone decided to revive the pretty dead Facebook community for the Newcastle community, and we had a little picnic meet. It was just 3 of us, but hey, it was really good, because even though Sydney and Newcastle are kind of equal distances for me, it's a lot easier and simpler and less stressful to go to Newcastle, so I was like, yay! I actually also ended up becoming one of the admins of the Newcastle Lolita Facebook community and organised several meets myself, because ultimately there's me and another girl who are the primary people who actually participate in that, but we've got a few more people online, and well, obviously COVID slowed everything down, but I may eventually get off my butt and organise another meet for the Newcastle community, but that's a thing for later, Roli. And the last thing of note from 2017 is that I joined the Lolita blogging carnival finally. I had this weird hang up about not wanting to post on Fridays, which is when your LBC posts are meant to go live, and then I finally got over it because I'm like, does anyone care how frequently I'm posting? I doubt it. So I just pulled my head out of my arse and got involved, which was really fun because, again, like I said, I love the online Lolita community. The year 2018 started off strongly because in February I posted the prompt series Around Your Wardrobe in 30 Coordinates, and that is a name that, yes, I do regret. Like, seriously, memo to myself, give things short, easy, and sayable names, because that thing is a tongue twister and a half. You might be familiar with that prompt challenge from either my blog, Cupcake Kamisama's videos, or other people who have done it. I know Kawaii Melanin did a collab where they took different prompts each. But yeah, I just wanted to create something for myself and hopefully for others, which is why I'm so happy that other people have actually done it. I just wanted to create a challenge for myself so I could do flat lays based around ideas rather than necessarily just the main pieces that I own. And it was really, really great. I loved doing that series. It took me like about 3 years to finish it, if I remember correctly, but yeah, I really got a lot of joy out of that, and I really love seeing what other people do with that challenge, so I think that was kind of a big Lolita moment for me, and I'm pretty happy about it. 2018 also contained what some would potentially consider like, you know, the top tier move of Lolita fashion enthusiasts. I got married in Lolita. Which was honestly like really fun. So my husband and I decided to elope. We didn't want to have a proper wedding because, ew, traditional weddings. I mean, sorry if you love them, we just don't. So, I mean, I say elope, people knew we were buggering off. But basically, we grabbed our 2 friends, grabbed some fancy outfits, buggered off to New Zealand and had a civil ceremony. We had an absolutely wonderful time, and we got to do so many cool experiences in New Zealand as opposed to actually just spending heaps of money on the wedding. But one thing that was important to us was having wedding outfits custom made. Our outfits were made by a designer from Melbourne, Lyris Design, or Lyris Design I think is how you meant to pronounce it. We always say Lyris, but sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Lyris Design, who is absolutely fabulous, and we had actually worked with a couple of times before. She's made me a steampunk bodice and had previously made me another Lolita dress, brown underbust JSK. So we knew her work, we knew she was fabulous, she's an absolutely delightful person as well. So we asked her to design our wedding outfits, and they turned out absolutely fabulously, and it was a really great experience. We deliberately chose both of our outfits to be re-wearable, to have pieces that we could mix and match and use. And like we both went to a big Christmas meet with the Lolita community in Sydney, and we both wore parts of our Christmas outfits? Wedding outfits, jeez. I'm not doing another take, I keep bumbling my words no matter what I do. But yeah, we chose these outfits to be reusable. So yeah, mine consisted of the dress and bolero as the primary parts, though obviously I had the flower crown, the veil, the little bouquet, and then I had Innocent World socks and some off-brand shoes, and James had, you know, shirt, waistcoat, cravat, what's that thing called? Coat. Coat and pants, and he also got a pair of little like OG shorts made so he can match with me and Lolita, which again, he has done, and he is adorable. Getting married in Lolita was absolutely the right choice for me, and I also really loved that it allowed James and I to match so well. His cravat was made out of the same fabric as my dress, my bolero was made out of the same fabric as his coat, and just, yeah, it was really cool, and it made the whole thing feel a lot more suited to us. On that note, I was kind of thinking of doing a whole video at some point about getting married in Lolita, talking about the pros and cons, not that there were any cons for us, but you know, potential ones, and also just going a bit more into our process of getting these designed and made. So let me know in the comments if that is something you would be interested in. I mean, I'll probably do it eventually anyway, but still, I like hearing whether people are gonna actually be interested in stuff that I do. In April 2019, I achieved yet another iconic Lolita milestone. James and I spent a week in Tokyo, and I got to go to the Lolita stores. It was a really fun holiday overall. I did do a lot of Lolita shopping, got to visit like Closet Child and Angelic Pretty and Baby and Metamorphosis, and it was just really fun. And I blogged about the whole thing on my blog, link is up there. And, you know, like the sort of previous years, things mostly just kept on rolling. I was wearing Lolita, going to meets, just sort of same old, though it's kind of cool that our same old in this fashion involves looking this cool and having so much fun, but like, you know, it was my normal. Then in early 2020, James and I got to go to Japan again. I didn't do quite so much shopping this time around, we were on a bit more of a budget, but we saw more of the country because we did Tokyo to Hiroshima to Kyoto to Osaka. So a lot more Lolita shops to visit. Didn't visit any of the brand stores this time, solely stuck to secondhand, but hey, it was a lot of fun. And then, obviously, for all of us all around the world, we had COVID, so real life interaction with other Lolitas stopped, and I haven't had any since. Well, though I did have a friend over for my birthday last year, and we had a little Lolita high tea, I got to dress her up. But other than that, no real Lolita in-person stuff. However, like I said, I'm kind of introverted and my preference has always been for the online community anyway, and that is exactly what I focused on. In October 2020, I started this here YouTube channel, which, oh my gosh, that means this YouTube channel is 2 years old. Cripes! Okay, I didn't realize that when I was filming this, okay. Happy 2 years to the YouTube channel, I guess. But yeah, it's always been a good way to engage with the community. And like I said earlier, YouTube has kind of taken the place of blogging for me because I've been doing that format for so long, it was kind of time for a change. The blog isn't dead, the blog is just slower than it used to be. And hey, you get to enjoy me here in all my rambly glory. And if I'm to be completely honest, over 2021 and specifically this year, 2022, I have slowed down on the Lolita front quite significantly. I don't see myself leaving this fashion anytime soon. I mean, I got dressed up to film this video and I'm like, I feel so cute. I spent so long standing in front of the mirror being like, I'm cute. And I ran up to James and I'm like, hello, admire me because I'm adorable. Also because, new dress? That was an awkward thing. I'm just trying to show you the cuffs. That's what I'm trying to do here. But yeah, pretty new dress and I feel kind of, you know, gorgeous. So the love for Lolita is still there. It's just a matter of what I do with it at the moment. To be honest, the COVID-19 pandemic was hard. I mean, I'm incredibly lucky. I didn't actually catch COVID, which is some kind of miracle. I didn't suffer any loss of family or friends, and Australia, compared to other countries, did actually go kinda okay during it. So I consider myself very, very fortunate that I wasn't personally impacted in some of the worst ways that you could be by that pandemic. But still, the past 2 years have been kind of tough, and that's had an impact on Lolita as well as every other aspect of my life. Like, for example, in 2020 in particular, though also somewhat in 2021, I was working from home most of the time, and so I was wearing Lolita a lot of the time. It was really great for a while, it kept me motivated, it kept me excited. But then, I don't know, I really don't know whether it's Lolita got linked with working from home and that got linked with stress and that got linked with COVID, or whether I just got tired of it, or whether it's something else entirely. Like, especially over the past couple of years, yeah, I've gained weight over COVID and I had gained some weight before that as well, so my clothes don't fit as comfortably as they used to. But in that regard, and in every other sense, I'm effectively trying to go easy on myself. The past couple of years have been difficult for everyone, and things still aren't normal. So I'm not going to beat myself up because I can't fit some of my dresses. I'm working on it, not just for Lolita purposes obviously, but I'm working on just trying to be the best version of myself I possibly can, across the board, Lolita included, but Lolita obviously fairly low on the priority list of being a complete human being, you know? It really has been an incredible journey in Lolita. I know this video is kind of self-indulgent because I'm just standing here talking about myself. If you watch this thing to the end, congratulations, thank you, you are like my new best friend, let's hang out and have some tea because you rock. That also felt really self-indulgent because I'm like, am I just congratulating you, the viewer, for listening to me talk about myself, and does that deserve rewarding? I'm gonna stop thinking about that because I'm starting to get a little bit loopy in the head. But I don't know, it's just kind of bonkers to look back and go, I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, 10 years is a long time. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I was 21 when I bought my first things. I'm 32 now. I have zero intention of stopping. Especially because, like, I'm really loving YouTube. I'm having so much fun with this. I want to create so much more Lolita content. And actually on that note, yeah, again, leave me comments of what you'd like to see, because I just sort of film what takes my fancy, or I film what is either easy for me to film or things that I would like to watch, so you're gonna get a variety of content anyway. But yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions. And speaking of opinions, though it's not so much an opinion, tell me about yourself. How long have you been in Lolita? Did you only just discover it? Have you been kicking around for even longer than I have? It's amazing how our community holds so many people, from people who just discovered Lolita and bought their first dress, to people who have been in this fashion for 15 or 20 years, people who discovered it when they were kids, to people who discovered it when they were, yeah, in their 20s or 30s or even older. I think it's pretty darn incredible. Honestly, I love Lolita fashion and I love the community. I mean, like all communities, we've got our shitty people. Let's just not talk about that. Let's focus on the fact that, by and large, Lolita is friendly and welcoming and inclusive, and it's just, we're a disparate group of people combined only by our love of a single fashion, and that means it's a really diverse set of people as well. And just, I don't know, I think it's cool. I kind of don't know how to finish this video, to be honest. It's been kind of self-indulgent to just stand here and talk about my Lolita journey over the past decade, but I'm also just kind of proud of myself and kind of impressed and kind of weirded out that it has been 10 whole years. So I wanted to share it. Let me know if you want to hear about any of my experiences about ye olde times, because, I mean, I could possibly remember things. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking now, otherwise I'm just gonna keep rambling, and this is probably a long video already. But, like, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!